Sports Team presents your Southern Tier Kickoff.
Good morning, and once again, thank you for starting your Saturday right here on the Southern Tier Kickoff Show. I'm Zach Grady, and the rest of the STK team will be joining us in just one moment. But we're going to start your Saturday off live. We are going to head to Grady Field, and we are getting ready for the 65th battle for the Cortica Jug. 12 Sports' Keith Savage is live on the Cortland campus as we are just about 25 minutes away or so from kickoff of that game. Keith, what is that atmosphere like right now at Grady Field?
Thanks, guys. Yeah, I'm here right outside of Grady Field for the 65th Cortica Jug game. People, they're starting to walk in, get it loud and rowdy, but this game is in line to be an entertaining one. There's not been a back-to-back winner in the last 4 matchups. The Red Dragons, they're entering this game with a 21-game win streak, just been on fire. But Ithaca, they defeated them 2 years ago at Yankee Stadium when 2023. Cortland won because of their quarterback, Zach Boyce, over 400 yards in the game, who was just on fire. And last game, they almost lost to Brockport. They hit a game-winning field goal with less than a minute remaining to go win that game 29-28. But the big surprise of that matchup was sophomore Sam Cotton. He didn't play at all a wide receiver in his freshman year. He was defensive back. Then this season, he didn't play a single game. All of a sudden, until last week, and he had 10 catches, 140 yards, and a touchdown in his very first game. But they're led by their running back, Ethan Gallo. He has been on a tear. 19 rushing touchdowns. This is absurd numbers. That's why it's the second most in Division III. This squad has just been lethal all around the field. But before the game, I had an opportunity to speak with head coach Kurt Fitzpatrick about why he is so excited that this game is back at Grady Field.
Been a few years since we've hosted, but it's just so great for Cortland, the city, our campus community, our alumni, just to come back here. We don't have homecoming at Cortland because we have Cortica, so you know this is like our homecoming game of sorts, and it's going to be a great one.
Yeah, but on the Ithaca side, they've been on fire. They started out the season a little slow, but now they're 6-3 on a 5-game win streak. And the big reason why, they switched their quarterback. It's now a sophomore called Matthew Parker. In the last 4 games, he's been showing off why he should be the starter. 250 yards and 2 touchdowns per game is what he's averaging in the year. A guy who truly has been unstoppable. But before the game, I spoke with head coach Michael Turper about what they have to do to get the win over SUNY Cortland.
We have to play our best game of the year. It's the best team we've faced all year, and we have to know we have to be firing on all cylinders, and also just make sure that we really sink to the level of our training when it comes to the fundamentals of football, the administrative side of things, and most importantly, protecting the football.
Yeah, even though it's been all SUNY Cortland in the last 2 seasons now, this game still is probably going to be a close one because, you know, when you play your rivals, it tends to be a close battle. And that's what I'm looking forward into this game with Ithaca and Cortland, because Cortland, they showed last week they could lose a ball game, something we haven't seen this entire year. But this is the Red Dragons' last game before they begin their playoff run, while Ithaca, they kind of have to win this game if they want to make the playoffs. So it's something that's going to be important on both sides to kind of get a feel. But Ithaca, watch out for defensive back Jake Connolly. I also spoke with him. He's very excited for this ball game, and he leads his team in tackles by a wide margin. So it's going to be a fun one. But that's all I have here. Kickoff is set very shortly at noon. Now back to you guys at the desk.
Keith, I don't know if we can add anything to that. I mean, you killed it up there. So much information. Thank you for joining us, and we are looking forward to that contest, that 65th Cortica Jug game. Michael Villegas, Kyle Spisak, Kevin Quinn joining us now. Thank you for joining us here at the Southern Tier Kickoff Show. Guys, 65th Cortica game, it's here. It's exciting. It's the biggest D3 game in all of sports. I know it's already got its shout out on that other sports show here this morning that's going on that you shouldn't be watching. But Kevin, how excited are you for this morning?
Yeah, I'm excited. Like Keith mentioned, Ithaca is on a real hot streak right now. Their defense especially has been playing pretty well. If you break into some of those statistics, I do have a few that he didn't have, which is pretty lucky.
Surprise there, yeah.
But top 10 in all of D3 across a lot of important defensive statistics, but the Cortland offense is a powerhouse. I do think Cortland will, keep rolling here, but I think it'll be a fun one.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and anytime you get these teams together, anytime you get rivals together like that, it's always going to be close. As he mentioned, no back-to-back winner in the last few years. That's just what happens. It's like a divisional matchup in the NFL for sure. I know you've gotten a chance to get to a couple of these games. How exciting is this afternoon on campus?
I mean, I was talking to somebody the other day. I described this as the Iron Bowl of Division III football. Like, you really can't get an atmosphere like that anywhere else in D3, especially with how close it is, just a couple 30 minutes or so away. That's built for a rivalry right there. You got a good defense going up against a really, really good offense, and Zach Boyce, possibly one of the best quarterbacks in all of Division III. That's going to be just a great matchup.
And then just real quick, I know you have gotten a chance to see both teams in action. You got to go to, I think, a game earlier, been at Cortland a couple of times. What can people expect this afternoon?
I'm hoping to expect a good game, like you said earlier, a rivalry game. You never really know what's going to happen, but I think, like Kevin said, Cortland is a very powerful team right now.
They are on a 22-game winning streak, so that's going to be a lot of fun. And let's take a look at that forecast today for football. For anyone who might be, watching Southern Tier Kickoff, getting late starts in the morning, and we'll catch the second quarter of Cortica action. STK's Chief Meteorologist Howard Manges has a look at today's weather.
It seems each time I do this forecast for this show, it ends up being a nice day. And you know what? Today, that trend continues. Going to be a beautiful day. I mean, yeah, it's going to be a little windy. Kicking game might be a little bit of an issue. But, as far as the weather, does it get any better than that in mid-November? We're talking temperatures in the mid-40s, in the morning. And then by halftime, we're going to be looking at increasing amounts of sunshine. So it really is going to turn out to be a beautiful day. Again, only downfall is going to be a little bit of a gusty wind at times.
Heaven's Best Carpet Cleaning stands above the competition. From carpet cleaning to upholstery, hardwood floors, tile, grout, and marble shining, we'll always provide the best quality clean. And we can provide our painting services to brighten your home. For divine results, Heaven's Best is the place to call.
Heaven's Best Carpet Cleaning. Cleaner carpet and upholstery.
Dear unbreakable spirit, when the terrain is gnarly, you steady us. When obstacles are ahead, you lift us. When the turf is hostile, you inspire us. Own a legend. Toyota Trucks.
Get Black Friday savings all month long. Lease Tacoma for just $289 a month or get 1.99% APR for 72 months on a new Tundra. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
In Broome County, 1 in 5 people struggle with hunger, housing, and mental health. And this year, the need is greater than ever. You can help by donating during Catholic Charities' annual Harvest for Hunger and Hope phone bank, December 4th and 5th on 12 News at 4, 5, 5:30, and 6.
Hi, I'm Dale. I'm a school bus route coordinator for Vestal School District.
My name's Keelan. I'm the science teacher.
I'm Jacob Kubley. I'm a student at Vestal High School.
My name is Tyler Vandervoort, and I am a fire alarm technician at Binghamton University.
I'm Robert Hamilton, and I'm retired.
I'm proud to be a part of the Vestal Fire Department because I love helping my neighbors and being active in my community.
Makes me feel like I'm making a difference here. Truly making a difference.
Being part of the Vestal Fire Department is my second family. These are my friends. They're wonderful people.
We would welcome anyone who wants to be a part of our team because there's a job for you here no matter what your skills are.
I'm Dale. I'm a proud Vestal volunteer fireman.
I'm a proud Vestal volunteer firefighter.
I'm Jacob, and I'm a proud Vestal volunteer firefighter.
I am Tyler, and I am a proud Vestal firefighter.
I'm proud to be a Vestal volunteer firefighter.
Have you ever seen this man before?
Hi. They're a tag team of legal eagles.
My name is Mason.
Ben Matlock. A duo of courtroom commanders.
Are you sure?
And they're both part of the...
Objection. Objection, Your Honor.
Objection. Objection Connection.
Your witness, Mr. Berger.
Gotcha. So put a little habeas in your corpus with Ben and Perry.
Weekdays starting at 9 a.m. on Binghamton's Me TV.
No further questions.
WBNG, an equal opportunity employer, is dedicated to providing broad outreach regarding job vacancies at the station. We seek the help of local organizations in referring qualified applicants to our station. Organizations that wish to receive our vacancy information, contact Kate at WBNG, 607-584-7262.
The 12 Sports Team presents your Southern Tier Kickoff.
All right, while the biggest game in D3 may be taking place just an hour from now, there are two big-time D1 games going on as well, including the number 4 team in the country, the Penn State Nittany Lions, who are looking to hand Purdue another loss, as the Boilermakers have not won a Big Ten game yet this season. Kyle, what can we expect this afternoon?
Yeah, I mean, Penn State will make the trip to the Midwest, to Boilermaker country, this week as Purdue hosts Penn State in Week 12 of the college football season. Penn State riding high, ranked 4th in the college football playoff rankings after putting up a smackdown against Washington last week. But now the Nittany Lions look towards a Purdue team that has been on the struggle bus all year, and they find this matchup their 3rd game against the top 5 opponent in their last 4 games for the Boilermakers. This game should be an easy one for Penn State and a great way to practice the little things as the college football playoff inch closer and closer. At the same time, though, Penn State can't overlook any opponents because one loss on the rest of their campaign, and they likely find themselves watching the playoffs from the couch. This week, Coach Franklin talked about how Penn State has been getting better at spreading the ball around and converting on 3rd down.
It's kind of what I've been talking about from the beginning of the year. We want to get as many guys touches as possible. How do you do that? You be better on 3rd down. We were 7 of 7 on 3rd down, manageable 3rd down situations, and every time you're successful on 3rd down, you got a chance for at least 3 more plays. So, you know, when you're 7 of 7 on 3rd down in the first half, that's going to lead to good offense, and that's going to lead to more touches and more opportunities for different guys.
And taking a look at the keys to the game for Penn State this week, continuing to spread the ball around will be a huge play, hitting 7-8 receivers per game throughout this year, keeping it unpredictable for the defense on who the weapon that game is going to be. Like I mentioned earlier, working on the little things, tightening up defense. You can try some new schemes here. You can try out some different things, see what works, what doesn't before the playoffs come up in a couple of weeks, and change up the tempo. They didn't use it against Ohio State, which really hurt Penn State. Switching up that tempo, going from Aller to Pribula, 2 totally different play styles. One likes to run, one likes to stay in the pocket. If you change that up, you can keep defenses on their toes and never know what's happening next.
All right, I want to follow up on that because I was going to talk about that, but you already mentioned it. Allen and Pribula, you know, that switch at the quarterback position. What do you guys think? How much of a dynamic change does that bring to the Penn State offense? Kev, I'll start with you, then Kyle, you want to finish up.
I mean, they're 2 completely different players, and I know when Drew Aller just got to Penn State, it was like he's going to lead us to the promised land. He's this great quarterback. But me personally, I haven't really seen those results. I haven't seen those big-time moments in big games. So if you can add this extra layer to your offense, make things more dynamic, I think it's worth trying in a game like this, which is largely, you know, what people would refer to as a tune-up game. This isn't a game that I think Penn State has any chance of losing, so you might as well mix it up.
Is this a tune-up game?
I mean, it really is. Purdue, like we mentioned, one of the worst teams in college football this year. I mean, they've gotten blown out by Big Ten opponent after Big Ten opponent. This is the exact time for Penn State to work on those little things. Just work on creating bigger gaps in the line for Singleton or Allen to get through and create those big explosive plays down the field. Also, defense, tighten up on your coverage a little bit, play a little bit more press man. You can get those reps in this game. But the receivers, the big problem they had against a team like Ohio State, no separation at all whatsoever. Work on your break timing. Aller and the receivers break at the same time. This is where you really smooth out those wrinkles in the game and get ready for the thicker part of the season.
All right, real quick, and I know that we talk about trap games and all that stuff and look-pass games or tune-up games. How many times have we seen Purdue beat a number 2 in the country, Ohio State, at home when they shouldn't? Is this a chance that Penn State can get beat today?
I don't think they'll get beat. I don't know if we're going to the picks just yet, but I don't. That spread at 28.5 is just humongous, Kevin. You know, we were speaking here at the desk earlier about that, but for me, I don't think they're going to get beat. I don't think Purdue is a bad football team, just plain and simple. Penn State is the better team, so I think they're still going to win. Do I think it's going to be more than 30 points? No.
All right, real quick, we'll go around. I am going to take Penn State. I have picked them, but as we're talking out here, I think I should have taken Purdue, but I got Penn State right now.
I'll tell you why you're right, Zach. Purdue has played 3 top 10 opponents that are inside the top 10 right now. Notre Dame, Oregon, Ohio State. Their largest or smallest loss there, 35 points. So I think Penn State will cover today.
And bouncing off what he said there, I mean, 35-point loss to Oregon. Yes, Oregon is also the best offense in the nation, in my personal opinion. This is also a Penn State team that Bowling Green kept it really, really close to them. 28.5 is way too much.
Michael, real quick, who you got?
I got Purdue covering.
All right, Michael, and we're going to stay with you here real quick as well, because I know we got Syracuse coming up on the slate. Cuse headed to the West Coast to take on California. What can we expect on the West Coast there in Cali Love?
Well, first, before we go to Cal, we have to look at what happened against Boston College. As we head to Syracuse, the Orange gave up 313 rushing yards, 2 different running backs, over 100 yards rushing. Jordan McDonald had 15 rushes for 137 yards. Kai Robichaud had 28 attempts for 198 yards, 2 yards shy of 200. Boston College only had 65 yards passing. Kyle McCord went 31 for 48 for 392 yards, 2 touchdowns. LaQuinn Allen, 16 rushes, 51 yards for 2 touchdowns. Syracuse still somehow stayed in this one as they came down to the last couple plays to decide it. Boston College took it, though, with the Syracuse losing 37-31. Here's what Coach Fran Brown had to say after the loss.
Like, it was embarrassing. I felt as though we put the defensive line in bad situations. They came out and they just outcoached us, you know, and that was able to expose what we were doing defensively. We needed to have a different front to be able to match up with what they were doing to us, and they just continued to run the ball, and I thought that the way they ran the ball was really embarrassing.
And with that, we head to the keys of the game for the Syracuse Orange. First one is going to be figure out the offensive line. Shoring up that offensive line, they had some injuries in Boston College that they moved some guys around up front, but they need to protect Kyle McCord if they want a chance to win. Second, they need to obviously get the run defense figured out. Tackling has been inconsistent for the Orange, and after giving up over 300 yards rushing, they can't let that happen. Again, lastly, McCord will have a tough matchup against a good Cal secondary. Noel Williams leads the nation with 7 interceptions, tied for 5th with 12 pass breakups, so he'll have a tough day against a Cal defensive back team.
All right, we're going to get right into it. Kevin, what do you think? Do they cover the 10? Do they get the win? Or is this the end of Syracuse kind of relevancy here at the top of the ACC standings and nationally?
Yeah, 3-part answer here. Yes, they win. Yes, they cover this 10. And yes, Fran Brown will get to shower this week.
Kyle, what you think?
I mean, this is a Cal team that we did see play really, really good against Miami, but Miami's also showed major cracks in their armor multiple times against weaker teams throughout the year. I think this is a team in Syracuse, they can pull it together offensively. Defense has been the big struggle this year, but I'm going to take them covering that 10-point spread.
All right, you talked about some of those keys to the game and, you know, whether or not Fran is able to instill some of the things that he's put in from day one to day now. I know you were up there for day one. Has this team shown improvement? Do you think the Fran Brown era has shown some progress?
I do, and I think it's in a different way than everyone expects. It's not going to be by wins. In my opinion, it's going to be by the losses. Coach Fran Brown, with his integrity and his just fortitude, I think is the better word for it. I think that he's going to learn from every single lesson. He admitted he got outcoached. That was one of the keys of the game that we said he can't get outcoached by Bill O'Brien in Boston College. He said, hey, I did. You know, he's been coaching for this long. I've been coaching since 2013. It's 2024. So only a couple of years. I think with every learning lesson, he's going to improve. So, yes, it might not be in wins, but I think he's going to improve. All
right, just real quick, we'll go around the current one-word answer. I got Cuse. Who you got?
I got Cuse.
Cuse.
I got Cal.
All right. You're the Cuse alum.
I know. I got Cal, though. They're getting injuries.
All right. And we'll take a look at some other action going on around the tier this afternoon. Kevin, what we got?
Yeah, so this afternoon for teams in our area, we'll start off with Cornell with a big home Ivy League matchup with Dartmouth. Then we're kicking off at 1 p.m. The Hardwick Hawks will make the in-state road trip to Mooresville as they search for another win. Kickoff for that one at noon. And the Colgate Red Raiders hitting the road for a trip down to the Keystone State. They'll play at Lehigh at 1 p.m.
All right, don't go anywhere. We are back after this break with all of our picks at the end of the Southern Tier Kickoff.
Have you ever considered getting a walk-in tub? Well, look no further. Safe Step's best offer just got better. Now, when you purchase your brand new Safe Step walk-in tub, you'll receive a free shower package. Yes, a free shower package. And if you call today, you'll also receive 15% off your entire order. Now you can enjoy the best of both worlds the therapeutic benefits of a warm, soothing bath that can help increase mobility, relieve pain, boost energy, and even improve sleep. Or, if you prefer, you can take a refreshing shower, all in one product. Call now to receive a free shower package plus 15% off your brand new Safe Step walk-in tub.
Call now, 1-800-443-7474. There's never been a better time. That's 1-800-443-7474.
I'm Zach Grady, and for decades now, 12 Sports has been your home and your one-stop shop for everything athletic across the Southern Tier.
And this year's no different. We're practically everywhere. From inside the studio to out on the field, 12 Sports has got it all.
Summer, winter, or fall, basketball, baseball, and football. You can count on 12 Sports to be everywhere and all things Southern Tier.
God, what are you doing? You're supposed to be forecasting, not eating donuts. Oh, sorry.
Today's forecast is showing clouds with a chance of potential donuts. I mean downpours. And today's temperatures, they're looking okay, but winter is coming sooner than you think.
What? This fall, the First Alert Weather Team is here for you. And donuts.
From the nicest man in Mayberry.
I'm an honest man and an honest sheriff.
To the biggest mouth in Queens.
You're gonna love this!
You won't find a better sheriff.
Well, shucks.
Or a worse neighbor.
That's the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life.
The Andy Griffith Show, weeknights at 8.
I think you're the best sheriff in the whole world.
And All in the Family, Sundays at 8.
Get lost.
Weekends and weeknights on Binghamton's MeTV.
Oliver Wendell Douglas, man of few words.
Oh, for the love of... Oh, for the love of...
Oh, for the love of MeTV.
Oh, for the love of...
Weeknights on Binghamton's MeTV.
The 12 Sports Team presents your Southern Tier Kickoff.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER if you are a Pennsylvania resident, or call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY if you are a resident of New York. Please gamble responsibly. All right, real quick, let's take a look at the standings as Connor Thompson still sits atop one game above myself. Our producer, Aaron Smith, in third place with the bronze, and then the rest of the STK team fighting for that fourth spot. Well, let's get right into our games for today as well. We start with an ACC matchup. Clemson headed to Pitt. The Tigers an 11.5-point dog against Panthers. I am going to go ahead and take the Tigers. I think they're going to be undervalued. They've been undervalued, and before we know it, they might be the spot and at the top of the ACC in the college football playoff. I'll take Clemson. Who you got?
Yeah, I'm going to take Clemson as well. They started off a little slow, have been playing very well as of late. Pitt has been missing their starting quarterback for the past few weeks and have really struggled without him. Game time decision today. We'll have to look at see what happens on that front, but let's go with the Tigers.
And I'm going with Clemson as well. I mean, throughout this season, they had a rough start. Yeah, they also played Georgia the first game of the year. After that, Cade Klubnik and the offense, they went crazy. They were putting up 59 points, 40 points, 29. They were 49 again. They went on a complete hot streak. And I think they're going to continue that going. This is still a great Clemson offense.
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree. It's a straight flush here. I'm going Clemson as well, and I agree with Kyle. Clay Klubnik has stepped it up this season. In a Pitt who has some injuries issues, I'm going Clemson.
And you mentioned Miami struggles. Like I said, we don't be surprised if you see Clemson in the CFP when it's all said and done.
I'd have to agree with you.
Yeah, we move on now. Missouri and South Carolina, a little SEC matchup. As Mizzou is still ranked at this point, we'll head to South Carolina to take on the Gamecocks, minus 14 there. Listen, every single metric in this matchup, every single reason tells me I should take South Carolina. They should dominate, and because of that, I'm going to take Mizzou. I don't know why. I think Mizzou, people have been trying to kick them out of the top 25. They're not going to do it this week. I got Mizzou.
Yeah, I want to take South Carolina here. I think the teams are pretty evenly matched, but, you know, let's go Gamecocks.
You're not trusting Beamer ball, man. You got to trust the Beamer ball. Put on the sports goggles. Lenore Sellers, he's been fantastic this year as a freshman. That defense has looked great for South Carolina, too. They've had a real hard schedule this season, but they've been able to prove that test. They kept Bama really close, and Bama has a fantastic offense. I'm going with the Gamecocks. You got to roll with them here. I think they're too solid.
Listen, you're right in every form and function of the way, and that's why I'm taking Mizzou, because normally I would always take the Gamecocks here, and I will always lose my money in doing so. So I'm just not trying to do that today. Who you like?
I'm taking Mizzou as well. This one was probably one of the tougher ones in this pick'em. So, but I'm going Mizzou. They're still ranked. South Carolina may give them a run for the money. The under 14 spread for South Carolina is what made me go to Missouri. Plus, my buddy Michael E. Mommy went to Missouri, and he'd hate that I would choose against them. So.
I hope he's watching if you got the shout out. So, all right, real quick, we're going to go Tennessee, Georgia. This is the game of the day, obviously. You have Georgia minus 9.5 at home. And this is the thing. At home, there has not been a big game for Georgia. There hasn't been a ranked matchup for Georgia at home in over a year. There hasn't been a time that Georgia has been out of the top 12 or out of the CFP during Kirby Smart's era. Athens has been waiting for a big game, and this is it. I'm taking Georgia.
Yeah, I'm going to take Tennessee here, Zach. And the reason why is we saw Georgia with their first loss to an opponent that wasn't Alabama in a very, very long time yesterday. I think that blows this whole aura away from this team. Let's go with the Vols.
I'm going to throw a quick couple stats to you. Yamaleava, supposed to come back from concussion protocol, play this week. Carson Beck, 14 interceptions over the last 6 games. Offensive line for Georgia, been absolutely horrible. Tennessee's defense, top 5 scoring defense in the nation, top defense in the nation. They're going to beat a Georgia offense that hasn't been able to get anything going.
Who you got?
Oh, we're going Tennessee. Go Vols.
I'm going Tennessee as well. Georgia has shown cracks, so I'm going to take Tennessee.
Okay, Georgia's making the CFP, and they can't lose today, so that's why I think they're going to win. But we are going to also pick Arizona and Kansas State. That is up on our website, the WBNG-12 homepage. Make sure you check that out, as rest of the picks from Aaron and Keith and Connor. And we thank you once again for joining us. Hope you have fun at Cortica, and we'll see you next week on the Southern Tier Kickoff.